All right, continuing on with the weight painting. So I just did 0.125, so then I would go like 0.0625, which is the next amount, and paint this going down this way, right? I'm sure you can probably start to sense a pattern forming here, I'm sure. So I'm just going to go all the way around. Alright, and it gets almost a little bit harder because you can't see it as well. One thing you can do is, right now it's using a black and white ramp. If you go use color ramp, it'll actually show you, it'll use a full RGB or rainbow color spectrum, and it makes it a little bit easier to see what you have painted already and what you have not painted. And they have different ones too, so you could do red and this, and well, that's normally what we do, but you can make your own down there. But just go with this one. All right, so and then maybe like 0.025 or something for the next slot here. So I'd go all the way down. I did 0.025. Yep, okay, like that, and then something like this all the way around. Now, honestly, the inside of the mouth, this is the hard palette. The other side is the soft palette. It wouldn't actually bend. I just like to do it just to help with the transition. So again, this is one of those things where, like, depends if you're trying to do realistic. If you're trying to do a realistic, you might do the inside of the mouth a little bit differently. But I like to just kind of put them all there. All right, and then I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so now what you'll notice is, I'm going to put this black and white because I think it's a little bit easier to see. You'll see the bottom is hard, but see how, like, there's a flexion going on here? Like, it's nice and loose. So now what I need to do is do the same thing on the bottom. So as I've been painting on this, like I painted 0.5 here to the jaw. That took away 0.5 from the head. What was once white and was once 1 becomes 0.5. When I put 0.25, that left the head with 0.75. So it became 75% and 25% with this, and so on and so forth. We're going to do the same thing going the other way now. So 0.5 is already taken care of because I did it with the jaw. But now I'm going to go ahead and do 0.25. And when I paint 0.25 here, it'll make it go 0.75 with the jaw, because I'm just going to take that away. So I'm just actually going to start right from the inside here. Boom. So I'm just going to paint 0.25 all the way around. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And go the other way. Yada, yada, yada. All right. Okay. Okay. And then after 0.25 would be 0.125. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Come on. There we go. All right. Boom. And paint it this way. Alright. Okay. Then 0.0625. And so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this 0.062. I'm going to use the color ramp again because that makes it a little bit easier for these smaller numbers. All right. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Now, obviously, the next will be 0.025. But if you find that you don't think it's, and I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit longer, that it's not making that much difference, you can kind of probably skip a little bit of it. And I could just use smooth here and use B, and then I'm going to switch this back to just black and white. I should make this a little bit smaller. And I could try to smooth this just kind of manually. Just let the smooth kind of paint that, and then go to the head or the jaw, and do the same thing up here where maybe I just let the smooth kind of smooth out this inside part here. Okay, but what you're going to get now is a nice you know, nice organic looking flexion. So I'm actually going to go ahead and smooth this over here too, on the jaw here, because it should affect more. But notice I'm painting in the black to kind of make the white come out more, not the other way around. I'm not going to paint into the white because I want the jaw to come out more. And I want to add. You always add, you never remove. When you remove, you end up with weird issues. So I'm going to kind of pull this into the cheek a bit more. Okay. This might need more like love than what I'm giving it right now, but that should hopefully be good enough for now. Okay, so you can see there's a little bit of motion right there. It's nice to get this little subtle stuff up here. Good. Okay. So we will call that okay, so I'll make Q to get that tool off, and now, you know, just click off, and you can see it's really what you want to do is fix this jaw more. You can see it's a little bit. I really should add more weight there. And then a lot of times I do is I add a thing to suck the cheeks in as the mouth goes down, because obviously it would lose volume in order to stretch out. But for our intents and purposes, this should work fine. All right, right now it's a bit like the hole or whatever. It's got like a weird thing to it. Okay, so that is good. So now what I can do is this. So I could take, we'll use this one as an example. I would do it up here too, but I'm just going to do it down here. So let's say I did all this, I adjusted all the things that I thought had issues. All I got to do is select my center verts, okay? So I'm making sure I have joints unselected still. I'm going to go to vertex. I'm going to click and drag across all my center ones, okay? And make sure you don't grab anything extra. So only those center ones. So I got, oops, see I grabbed a little something extra there. So I grab all the center verts of my guy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold shift and click, because what I really wanted was everything but the center verts, okay? The center verts don't need to be flipped. We're going to flip our keying here, or our weights. So they aren't part of that thing. One thing I like to do too, because if I'm painting weights and I want to test it as I'm going, you can just go to create sets and do a quick select set, and I just call it all but center. And I'm not going to add to shelf. I'm just going to okay. And then if I need that later on, I can just always go to edit, where are you? Select, and then where are you? Quick select sets, and all your list of them will be here. It doesn't have to be on the shelf. Okay. All right. So I actually need that right now. So I'll go to select, quick select sets, all but center verts, and then what you do is you go to skin, mirror skin weights at the option box, and I want to do it across the YZ. So basically it means from positive X to negative X. So it's positive X. You see how the X is on this side, right? It's not on that side. So that means from positive to negative. I'm flipping this direction. So positive to negative. Closest point on surface is fine. If it's completely symmetrical, you shouldn't have any issues with any of that. You know, you can add multiple influences. One should be enough. Actually, before I even do this, it's a good idea to save it, because there's often, I'm just going to call this one weights. Okay. Because sometimes when you do it, it actually messes up the ones you already painted. I don't understand how that works, but sometimes it gets weird. So I'm going to hide that, and we're going to just go with that setting, hit mirror, and then it should do it. And I can do the same thing on this. Since I have two separate meshes, that's something I need to do. So I'm going to grab my center edge. I'm just going to control right click, convert it to vertices. Oops, hold shift and click, so it toggles my selection. And then skin, and I'll just hit mirror skin weight since it's the last setting. And that way both sides of the face will be the same. All right. And that is basically how you want to weight your character. All right. So good luck.